Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and today we have another exciting unboxing, a pair of bespoke shoes from London's newest independent shoemaker, William Efe Laborde. Now, we've been following this commission along from the very beginning of me meeting with William at the Cordwainers Hall in London, one of the historic homes of the worshipful company of Cordwainers, which is effectively the trade guild for shoemakers in London for the better part of like 400 years. And I commissioned a piece that is very special to me. This is actually a pair of black tie opera pumps. Now, you're thinking, black tie opera pumps? Yes, that's why I'm dressed in black tie today, because I'm so excited to wear these. I couldn't wait for the occasion. But this is actually a shoe that I've been dreaming about having made bespoke since college. Now, that's no exaggeration, I know. You're probably thinking, how could that possibly be the case? But my journey into this world really began in college, and it was the shoes that really was my first gateway into this. My first pair of beautiful dress shoes was a pair of Oxfords, leather Oxfords from Grinson's that I bought from Ron Ryder at Franco's in Tennessee or someplace. And he was closing out these Grinson shoes, right? And one of the pairs of shoes that I was able to get for a song, it was like $120, was a pair of patent leather John Lobb opera pumps. And those were the black tie shoes that have really, I guess, served me all the way through now to my 40s. Opera pump, of course, being one of the most traditional pairs of shoes, and one that in many ways is kind of a bridge to the Edwardian era. Of course, in that day, prior to the black cap toe Oxford becoming the de rigueur, gentlemen would wear pumps. And the opera pump is the one shoe that exists today that in many ways is kind of an artifact of that era. And so it was always my dream to have a pair made bespoke. And after I met William Efe Laborde, who is one of London's newest independent shoemakers, I knew he was the right person from whom to commission these shoes. Now, why William? Now, William, of course, being a bespoke shoemaker, he's trained under Dominic Casey, really doing work at an incredibly high level. What I like about William and what sets him apart and really makes him unique amongst the independent shoemakers is that his educational background is actually in art history. He was an art historian and a gallerist, and so he comes to shoemaking with a really profound background in classics, in history, in art, and that has, I guess, created a unique journey for him that we speak a lot about in this series. Now, one of the reasons I thought that made him such a good candidate to make these black opera pumps for me is that he's studied a lot of paintings from that era, is familiar with them, but also has been very interested in certain, call it slightly more archaic shoemaking techniques that are used in an opera pump. So we'll talk about that. Don't let me get too sidetracked right here. I'm so excited I can't stop talking. But let's open these shoes. So these just came in the post. Right? Straight from London. You wouldn't think that anything that special is in this box unless you knew better. And of course, I do. Open this. Okay, here we go. So let's get that out of frame and let's look at what we have here. Now, I think one of the things that's actually quite interesting is that you can actually read a lot into each shoemaker, especially the independent shoemakers, by how it is that you brand your company as a manifestation and a product of your personality, your background, your interests, and really your life, to be completely honest, because at the end of the day, any artisan that is doing something by hand is practicing a human trade, right? I mean, it's the most ancient way of doing something is by hand. And so it's interesting to see how each of them approaches their packaging. Now, just recently we unboxed a pair of Chukka boots from Adam Law, who has just established his own independent shoemaking firm. And you can see that his packaging has a very British but slightly more contemporary approach, right? When we look at William's packaging right here, you see that it couldn't be anything more different than that. I mean, this is really harking back to very traditional, very conservative packaging. And one that I think if you really had a keen eye with kind of these brass staples on the side, could even, maybe echo a little bit of William's background in art history and as a conservator and a gallerist, right? I mean, these are some of the ways that maybe boxes would have been constructed, right? Now, very discreetly here in the middle, you have his logo, right? Beautifully pressed in or embossed into this lid, right? With gold foil. Again, beautiful. And it just says Efe Laborde, right? So it's French. And let's open these up. Another interesting detail, again, right here, you see is a stamp, Efe Laborde, 11 or 16 March 2026, West End. So again, small little detail, but these details are left to be discovered. I just discovered another one. Look at this, right? So on the interior of the box, this is marbled paper or Turkish marbling. It's traditionally used in, I guess, bookbinding, right? So on a really old, kind of beautiful beautiful book, right? On the paper edges, you would see this technique applied so that whenever the book is closed, you see that marbling effort. And this has been applied to the entire box. Now, something like this, I would imagine, is only done by hand. So it's not being printed. And again, it's one of those very intentional but very subtle and perhaps even easily overlooked details that is just a signal of William, his background, and how it is that he's approaching his craft of shoemaking. So that's really actually very beautiful. I definitely want to keep this. So let's see. So here we have a nice little letter, right? 16 March 2026, London. Please find your enclosed bespoke evening shoes and vintage baby calf. True to our conversations, every detail has been considered with care, from the last shape and silk bows to the finishing, and it has been a genuine pleasure to bring them to life. My hope is that you will take equal pleasure in wearing them. May they prove faithful companions over time and go on to gather their own memories of life's special occasions, the dinners, the celebrations, the evenings worth remembering. My warmest regards as ever, William. I mean, I'm going to cry. I mean, not to get overly sentimental about a pair of shoes, but I think William nailed that on the head. I mean, the reason one goes out of their way to invest in these garments and these shoes is really so that over time they can collect memories. And that's what's so beautiful about a dinner suit or a pair of bespoke shoes. It's not just the memories of having them made and that journey in and of itself, but the memories of wearing them. And I think that, again, I've got this idea of the perfect aesthete, an older man, right, who whenever you walk into his home, everything is beautiful, of quality. And he's not buying anything because he's already bought everything that he needs in life. And everything that you touch, right, would have a story behind where it was or why it was or how it was that he acquired that certain piece, right? So from his kitchen knives to his cutlery to his flatware to his dining room table, the artwork, the memoir, really those being artifacts collected through a life well lived. And, these opera pumps, I couldn't be more excited to add them to my wardrobe because one, they truly have been something I've been thinking about for a long time. But also, I think about, again, building the memory of these special pair of shoes that I had made just for me by William. That was an experience in and of itself. And then I'm able to wear. And I'm wearing these in those special moments and those special evenings. And the shoes are kind of this, this thread or this bridge that connects me to a bygone era. And are beautiful and special. So let's look at these shoes, right? Beautiful bags. I mean, beautiful box. I mean, again, it's very kind of interesting to see, again, that marbling all over the box itself. So whenever I speak with William, this is something I certainly have to ask him about. But we're here for the shoes. So let's take a look at these. Wow. Gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Always wanted a pair of bespoke opera pumps. Look at these. Here they are. Wow. Look at those. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. So again, what's interesting about William is that every single aspect of these shoes is really being carefully considered. I mean, you could easily think of that as just simple marketing hype, but as you saw in the videos, it couldn't be any exaggeration at all. I mean, from the grosgrain silk right here matching the silk on my lapels, right? I mean, again, this was a specific conversation. Even though the bow tie is not matching, I need to find the bow tie that came with this suit. I'm actually wearing my Kent Haste Bespoke dinner suit right now. But traditionally, you would want kind of all that to match, right? And so that was the idea here. Now, this is vintage baby calfskin. Again, baby calfskin being a younger skin, it is going to be more delicate, more supple. But it's not patent leather, right? And one of the things I dislike about patent leather is that ultimately it looks synthetic. I mean, yes, it always has a perfect polish, so these are going to take a little bit more work, but you just lose something in the, just how synthetic of a shine that is. I think there's a true beauty to a baby calf opera pump. It has to be shined, yes, of course. Other details, I mean, beautiful, nice, traditional round toe shape. The bow, even itself, was bespoke made by a gentleman in London that is well known for doing bespoke bow ties. I mean, the bottom finishing here, absolutely beautiful. I mean, just look at the detail on the nails, on the heel. Here you can look on the stack, right, on the heel block. Beautiful waist detail, right? Of course, a bespoke last, right, which is, for a pair of opera pumps, really important because you're never going to find a ready-to-wear last or shoe tree that fits. Again, you can see just how low cut that is, right? Beautiful. And even the details in the beginning. So we still have, or on the inside, we have got that grosgrain on the insole. Beautiful lining. Absolutely beautiful. And you can see, again, that structure that you get with a bespoke pair of shoes. I mean, it's supporting the entire foot, even though there's hardly anything for it to grab onto. And this is also a pump stitch. So again, a pump stitch is in and of itself kind of a relic, right? I mean, it is different than a hand welt, right? It's, I guess, the closest equivalent might be considered a kind of a Blake stitch in the modern world. But the pump stitch is a particular type of stitch that allows for a lighter weight construction, really a single outsole, right? So the outsole and the insole are all one piece. And it allows for a much lighter weight shoe that is more flexible and more comfortable. So look at this. Smells amazing. I mean, funny. I mean, that smell just brings back memories of London. So here they are. Look at these shoes. I'm so excited to put these on. Okay, so let's put these on. This is a pair of George Cleverly whole cut Lazy Men, right? Honestly, don't wear them that often, but they're very comfortable shoes. They could be worn for black tie. But the most traditional is an opera pump. I think the most elegant is an opera pump. And a bespoke pair made in London out of vintage baby calf, to me, is the pinnacle. So you guys are all going to see this for the first time. I haven't tried these shoes on yet. We did have a fitting, but this is the first time I see them in their completed form. I got dressed up just for this. I've got nowhere to go, but maybe I'm going to sit here and smoke a cigar. All right, let's see. Got a shoehorn. Look at that. So there we have it, my bespoke vintage baby calfskin opera pumps by London bespoke shoemaker William Efe Laborde. I'm wearing them, of course, with a sovereign grade 100% silk black socks, right? That's what you would wear traditionally, with their stripe running up the side. I have, of course, the bespoke dinner suit and trousers from Kent Haste with a bespoke shirt. This is actually from Davidge. I'm wearing studs and cufflinks from Cotis Maya. We sell these on the website, of course, as well, along with a sovereign grade bow tie. This is satin, right? But we also have them in grosgrain. And I actually have a bow tie that Kent Haste made for me, matching the materials used on the facing of these lapels. So they're 100% proper. But there we have it. These shoes are fantastic. I couldn't be more excited. And again, this has been an incredible journey. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the videos of the commissioning piece, it really is a history lesson. And if you haven't seen that first fitting at William's workshop in London, take a look at those videos. We have the links to them in the descriptions below. Otherwise, I think I'm going to sit here, light a cigar, and just enjoy this moment. And looking forward to those moments, those dinners, those evenings that over the next several decades, these shoes are going to be able to collect as memories. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining me in this journey. As you all know, of course, I'm Kirby Allison. I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thank you for watching today's video.